All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Mike Patello. I am excited to have you on with me tonight. And tonight, I'm real excited because the the whole concept of immunotech is what I want to talk about tonight. And I want to make some bold statements. I want to make some flags in the ground statements, if you will. And really, it's based upon some of the things that I've continued to find as I continue just to dive into research and looking at everything immunotech and everything body shot. And I'm here to tell you tonight, I'm going to make a bold statement, and I would challenge somebody to dispute it. And that is, I believe that Immunical, the body shot, what we're asking everybody, have you tried the body shot? I believe it is the biggest health discovery in the last 25 years. And I would challenge somebody to prove that otherwise. I don't know of another product that has 79 patents with the 80th on the way, 92 published studies from the last 45 years in research. I mean, this is a product that started literally the research when I was 2 years old. I want you to think about that. Like, that's the longevity of this product. When I was 2 years old, two scientists got together and they started asking the questions about glutathione and how they could build up the glutathione in your body. I mean, this is a product that is pretty remarkable. And when you look at this, it's the world's only patented glutathione precursor. It's clinically proven to boost glutathione. A big statement that I am just continuing to find for myself is that if you have low glutathione levels, you probably have a low quality of life when it comes to health. Now, you may say, Mike, that's a bold statement. It is. It's a bold statement. I mean, when you look at the health epidemics on the rise today, it's crazy what people are going through. I read something the other day, and some of you may have heard me share this before, but I've only shared it a couple times, and that is when JFK was president. Um, that's probably 63, 65 years ago. Only about 3% of kids had chronic illnesses. 3%, right? When you went to a pediatrician 60 something years ago, like if he had one kid that had asthma, it was like that was like the people going, what is that inhaler thing they're using, right? It was like it was not the norm. Diabetes, juvenile diabetes. Like, I remember when I was a kid and you heard somebody had diabetes, it was like, what? Like, that was the strangest thing you could imagine because you never heard of these things. It's like, oh my gosh, they must be really sick. 3% of kids and teens and even older people as they go into it during JFK's president. I just use the president because it's easy to kind of for some of you to have that visual. 3%. Today it's 60%. Like, let that just sink in for a second. I believe, and I don't think this is all that recent, but the reason that these things are happening are widespread, right? It's our environment, it's the foods that we're eating, it's the medicine that we're taking. I read the other day, this may not be new, but that one of the massive chemical companies that gets like all these lawsuits. I think it's Monsanto or something. I'm not exactly sure, so don't hold me to the name. But the ones where you see all the commercials on TV that they say if you've touched Roundup, right, whatever the stuff is in Roundup, like glyphosate or something, and you got cancer, you need to call this attorney firm, right? It's all over all kinds of TV channels. Well, here's the interesting thing. Bayer Drugs, Bayer Pharmaceuticals just bought that chemical company, right? This is the chemical that it's been proven, absolutely proven, causes all kinds of health conditions. And guess who just bought it? The company that treats the health conditions that this company causes. I mean, great business model. I just, it makes me wonder. It makes me go, we wake up, world, right? This is the world that we're living in today. And it's not new, right? You look many, 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 many years ago, when I believe cigarettes, the cigarette companies, they were the largest marketing companies in the world. They had the most research. And then one day the door got slammed on them and they're like, what do? We can't really advertise to kids anymore. Cigarettes, it got outlawed. Well, guess what? A lot of the cigarette companies did behind the scenes. They bought the food companies because they already had the scientists on how to make things addictive and how to make things feel good. So they just redirected that. And this is not my opinion, right? These are just facts in America. And they bought food companies, predominantly companies that made foods that appealed to kids. And I think today, it's kind of like fashion. Like I'm seeing bell bottoms come back in, right? I'm seeing bell bottoms get popular again. And I'm kind of happy, I'll be honest, because skinny jeans aren't my thing. But it is funny just to watch fashion come around. I feel like America, I think the world to some degree didn't have everything that America did. When you look at foods and different things, even in Canada or Europe or Mexico or Latin America, they don't have the same ingredients that we have in many of our foods. That's why you're seeing a lot of this talk when it comes to the government agencies, and they're talking about removing some of these things. Willa says she loves her bell bottoms. I love it. And what's interesting is, as we look at this whole concept of what's happening in America, I think people are starting to wake up. When I say, we want to make America healthy again, I'm not repeating a political statement. It's more of like a mission statement in my mind. I retired about 3.5 years ago, at the age of 44. And my wife and I had done very well in business. We've kind of set ourselves up, our families up in a situation where we got to do, and we still get to do what we want with who we want, as often as we want, when we want. And but what was missing were two different things. When I stepped away and I really did retire. I stepped away. I played a lot of pickleball. I was hanging out every day with friends. We were having a good time. We had a great lifestyle. But I started lacking a little bit of purpose. And when it comes to what I've done all my career, 27 years. And then I really started looking at myself, and I could tell I was having a little too much fun. Yeah, I was playing pickleball, I was working out a little bit, but I was definitely, just eating too much, eating the wrong things, and entirely not treating my body the way I wanted to. And that's where Mauricio Domenzane, the CEO, and we've known each other about 10 years. I knew that he bought Immunotech. And when we found out about the details, and Tiffany and I started digging in, when we first saw this product, the original Immunical, it really caught our eye because we knew what glutathione was. We knew that you could inject it, you could have liposomal glutathione. We knew it was great for you. We knew it was the ultimate detox for your body. What I didn't know was that most of the time when you take it orally, like liposomal, it's very short-lived. It doesn't make it through your gut, much less into your cells. Even when you inject it into an IV or whatever, yes, it gets into your bloodstream for a little bit, but it doesn't make it into your cells where it really is needed to turn it on. This product, Immunical, the body shot, is the only patented precursor of its kind that when you take it, it automatically turns on your natural glutathione. It's clinically proven in 92 studies to boost your natural glutathione. Listen, there are thousands of weight loss products. There are, and I'm not saying they're bad. There's thousands of skincare. There's hundreds of collagen products. There's hundreds of products that you can remove from your house because there's chemicals in them. You can replace them with non-toxic products. Nothing wrong with any of that. But when I was looking for my health, I had to simplify it, right? Everybody in the world that actually cares now, that's turning around labels and just looking and saying, is there that dye in there that I hear they're talking about? Does it have this? Does it have that? Like just fit moms, fit dads, caring moms, caring dads, even the younger generation. I see so many college students and young entrepreneurs that have became a part of Immunotech. They're starting to pay attention. They're starting to look, and they see that this product is the one thing. If you had to choose one thing, period, to take, I can tell you this is it. It's the biggest health discovery in the last 25 years, period. Prove me wrong. right? That's what I told a couple people the other day. Prove me wrong. Because if you have something that boosts glutathione levels, and glutathione is something that when you look at all these different studies, and we have studies on all these things, plus another probably 80 different um, diseases and conditions, there's nothing on the market like it. This one product that's clinically studied, rigorously tested, 100% patented, has been proven to help all of these things that we're talking about because it increases your glutathione levels. That's why you should care. You see, chronic diseases, they're all linked to low glutathione levels. So, like, I'm a common sense guy, right? I like, people ask me all the time, what are your political beliefs? I'm like, I'm a common sense guy. Like, that's what I do. I just, if it makes sense, it's kind of simple logic. I don't get over to one side and over to the other. Like, I'm a common sense guy. And I think when I hear things like chronic diseases are linked to low levels of glutathione. And chronic diseases, like, it could be asthma, it could be ADHD, it could be autoimmune disease, it could be, I mean, think how many autoimmune diseases we have, whether it's lupus or allergies. When's the last time you heard about kids being allergic to peanuts, right? Like, we got a good friend in Rocco's grade at his school, like, no kids can have anything with peanuts because she's allergic to peanut. Like, we never heard that before. Like, all these conditions are popping up and they're chronic. All chronic diseases are linked to low glutathione levels. What does that mean? That means when they test glutathione levels in people who have chronic conditions, their glutathione levels are low. So wouldn't it make sense, common sense, that if you have higher glutathione levels, you'll have less chronic diseases or less odds that you'll have that, right? The percentage, it's a ratio. It's like a batting average in baseball. If you get up 10 times, you're probably going to strike out 7 times. But guess what? If you do and you hit 3 out of 10, you're one of the best baseball players in the major leagues today. So it's just ratios. Your body can't live without it. Your levels are dropping. So that tells me there's an opportunity to make a lot of money and help a lot of people by stopping the drop, right? You want to talk about comp plan tonight. That's what I want to talk about. That's what the whole Zoom tonight is going to be around, is about making money. But you need to understand the importance of what you have your hands on so you can take it to the market to help people stop the drop with urgency. You see, success loves speed. Man, I did everything wrong when I started direct sales. I heard the concept that success loves speed. Well, guess what? Failure does too. And, a lot of times people can't see, they see failure, 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 failure behind me everywhere. But what they don't see is the line right in the middle, and that it only takes one yes to create success. Your job is to get to that one yes as fast as possible, and then get to the next yes as fast as possible, and then get to the next yes as fast as possible. So if you want to make money, you better have something that nobody else has. You do. You better have something that's backed by science, that's not just backed by hype, that's not backed by clinical laboratory results that your own company owns. That's just BS, right? Everything that we talk about when it comes to these studies, they're done by independent universities. University of Kentucky, McGill University in Canada, University of Denver, Nova University. Universities all over the country, all over the world have studied this exact product. They've put it into action with human double-blind placebo. Nothing in the world, especially network marketing direct sales, can touch the science, the backing, and the results that this product is giving. Now, some people can argue, well, my product does this and my product, that's great. Products do things. I'm not disputing that other products work. I'm saying that if it came down to it and I'm on a deserted island and I've got my food, right? I got my food, I got my nutrients, and I have one product to help keep me healthy, I'm choosing this. No matter what you, no matter how old you are, no matter what you've lived through, no matter what conditions you may have, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, higher, this is the product that can do extraordinary things for your life. And I need you to know how important it is, because when we say it's the biggest health discovery in the last 25 years, it absolutely is. Because in addition to doing these daily things and feeling it fast, we have kids, women, men, athletes, like it's made affordable. There's no doubt that people want this product, but many times what your job is in the beginning, it's to share it with people with an urgency, with an intensity, with not a commitment, but like a confidence that you know what you know, what you know. You see, in my career, I've marketed all kinds of fantastic products, many of them weight loss products. Have I always been the skinniest person selling weight loss products? No, you didn't have to, because I had other stories and other people that did it. And yeah, I'd have a result or two, but I could share that with people. This company, you have 28 years of actual company research, 45 years total of research of the product, even before it was a company. And now you have thousands upon thousands of actual real people testimonies, and you have the studies to back it up. So customers are going to want to earn free products, get free shipping with our packs. You just got to share it with them. But when it comes to the business, this is where we're at right now. Everybody on here, you are in a position that you can take this product and this company and introduce it into your market. I'm going to talk a little bit over the next 2 weeks. We're going to be creating what I call pre-launch city. And what that is that, if somebody lives in the Woodlands, who's going to own pre-launching the Woodlands with this Immuno Bar concept that we're going to talk about tonight with our compensation plan? Who's going to own Coeur d'Alene, Idaho? I'm just picking on Mick. Who's going to own LA? Who's going to own Nashville? Who's going to own Bradenton, Florida? Who's going to own Tampa, Fort Myers, St. Louis, Dallas, and every other city that all of you that are on this Zoom right now represent? Who's going to own those markets? Who's going to be stepping forward and say, hey, look, it's easy, it's fun, it's mobile? Because what we're looking for right now, yes, we're looking for customers. But when we're going in and having this pre-launch city mentality, you're first in your city to take what I believe is the biggest health discovery in 25 years to the marketplace. That means there's a lot of money to be earned. So how do you earn that? Well, first, stack the odds of success in your favor, right? So number one, I want to make sure all of you know this, but when you get started with Immunotech, you pick one of these packages, right? You get the backpack in each one, which is awesome, by the way. But my kids have completely taken the ones that I have here. They've asked me to order more. Now my daughter has her dance bag in this, her school bag in this. My son has this school bag. Like, they're using them like crazy. And I had somebody the other day, they go, how do I get another backpack? I go, I don't know. You might want to, sign somebody else up and pay them for their backpack, whatever it is. These are great backpacks to take around, and they're branded. So they show people this is like this mobile Immuno Bar. It's easy. It's fun. It's mobile. As long as you got your products in that bag and you got your cell phone, you're in business. So you pick one of these packages. And then, when you pick this, let's just say you pick the 549. That's where I'm going to focus on. That carries 2,000 points, right? Just remember, when I do points, you're not paid on those. You don't pay for those. They just come automatically when you purchase this package. Think about it like when you put a token into a video game at Dave and Buster's, right? You put one token in, but you can win hundreds or maybe even thousands of tickets, right? And then you go turn those in for something that costs like nothing. It's like a little rag doll or something. It's ridiculous. But the concept is, you put a small amount in, you get this big artificial number back, and you can use it for stuff. Same way when it comes to this 549. You pay $549, you receive the bag, and you get all these products. You get 2 boxes of the full blue Immunical, you get 2 full boxes of the platinum, 2 full boxes of the orange, I'm sorry, the greens and reds organic booster, Sunray, and the cups. When you add up the Immunical, the blue and the platinum, there's 120 individual packets. What that means is that that's 120 opportunities for you to take this packet, take the cup, mix it up, shake it up, and let somebody pay you $10 for that experience. Now, what we teach people to do is get some extra product, make sure you always have some energy boosters on hand, because this is not a product that people feel day one, day two, day three, day four, even the first week. A lot of times they don't feel anything on this. It's doing things, it's doing extraordinary things, but you know how America is. We're a microwave society. So a lot of times people want to kind of have that experience, they want to feel it. So use the energy to mix with this, mix it, shake it, shoot it. They pay you $10. You say, well, how do they pay you $10? You tell them it's $10 for one body shot to experience it. It's 9 grams of protein. You're getting all natural energy. They're paying $6 to $8 for Starbucks anyway. They're getting a much better buzz just off this product and feeling this focus energy, plus the benefits of Immunical in one shot than they will from anything from any coffee company. So they'll pay you $10 without thinking about it. So the point is, I want you to just know that's where the 120 body shots comes from. That's where the 1,200 cash tips comes from. So when I say you need to have some product on hand with the energy, that's what we call like an auto ship, a subscription, a recurring order. We can call it a lot of different things. Tonight is the 12th of the month. There is a promotion going on tonight that if you run your auto ship or you make your personal purchase, so if you have an auto ship or you put in a personal purchase, I believe it's like 500 points, which is basically 3 products, right? It could be a greens, a blue, and a sunray. Just about 400 or 500 points. And you set up your auto ship. So when you go on to Immunotech and you log in, when you go to place your purchase, place your order, you can click subscribe and save as a consultant, as a pro, and you just set that up to run June and July. And you need those products anyway for everything we're going to talk about tonight. And you're going to get not only the products, but today's the last day to get by placing your order tonight. Like you buy midnight, so it's 9:25. So you got like till midnight Central Time, but you get 3,000 extra points for the cruise. So those of you that are already in the business, push your order to tonight. Just go ahead and place it. If you're planning on placing it next week or the week after, like just place it tonight because you get 3,000 cruise points. That's number one. So make sure to do that so you can take advantage of the promotions that the company has. The company has some great extra product promotions going on with some energy boosters. So get those, get it tonight, get that locked in. And the only other thing I'll say before I go into specifics on the comp plan is where we teach you a lot of what I'm going through right now. We're going to have our VIP event. We call it the Houston Happy Hour. It's June 13th, 14th in Houston, Texas. You log in to your Immunotech Pro site, click shop, click events, buy your ticket right there. It's at the Woodlands Resort. It has a wave pool, lazy river, pickleball courts. There's a golf course nearby, spa. It's on Father's Day weekend. Bring your husband, bring your kids. Like, make this a family experience and you're going to absolutely have a blast. We're going to give you Friday night. You're going to have a great little it's dinner, but it's not like a sit down dinner. It's just super heavy appetizers throughout, and you will be absolutely full. You've got some cocktails, we've got some fun, and we're going to share with you some things there. But that's really a networking night where you get to rub shoulders with a lot of other successful people. I can tell you the most successful people in America will be at this event on Friday night and Saturday. Not all people at this event are going to be super successful yet. But if that's something that you're interested in, get your ticket. It's like $79 and you get all experience Friday, all experience Saturday. Saturday, you're going to wake up. We're going to have, I believe, like a pickleball clinic, which is going to be really fun. I know Stephanie Travis, you're going to be excited about that. And we're going to get together. There's going to be some cool swag for those of you that sign up for that. And swag is this kind of stuff, right? Like branded gear. And then we're going to have an office tour where you get to go meet Mauricio, meet the staff of the company. See, it's a real company. It's on the 11th floor, this beautiful high rise in the Woodlands. You look over and it's just an extraordinary lake. And we're going to tour. We're going to have lots of product samples. We're going to be giving you free body shots. And then we have an apparel store that if you want some gear like this or other items, you'll be able to take advantage of that. Then you'll break, you'll grab a light bite of lunch, and then we'll go into our strategy session. Dr. Gutman, which is the world's leader in glutathione research, not just our product, the world's leader in glutathione research. This guy has written more books than anybody else and researched more than anybody else in the world on glutathione itself, right? The molecule in our body. And this is the only product that he endorses in the world. So he's going to be there and he's going to have a full hour. You can actually bring guests to that in the office tour, as well as a little short presentation that I'm going to do on the business, and introduce guests. If you know anybody in Houston or Dallas or driving areas, you can invite them and we will kind of show them this presentation with, I'm not going to go through training, but they'll hear it and they'll hear an hour from Dr. Gutman. Now, some people may go, that's a long time for a guest to sit there. No, Dr. Gutman's super entertaining. You will walk away from there and you will have more confidence in this product and you will be able to say, this is the greatest, biggest discovery in health in the last 25 years. Because when you see what our patents are actually written from the United States and around the world, what they show that our product does and what you can say in the marketplace, you'll see how much money you can make. Now, I like talking about money. I think money is a fantastic thing. Guess what? Churches need money, right? The church building the over there, wherever you're at right now, your church, I guarantee you, most of them have debt. What if you could go write that check? Tiff and I have been able to do things like that, and it's all because of this type of business, because we took it very serious and we had speed with it. We say success loves speed. So you pick your package. That's how people get started. And then what I want you to focus on this evening, our comp plan. I'm going to talk for the next few minutes on just a few things, and then I'm going to end, but this is important for you to get. When you get started, I just want you thinking three customers, personal, three professionals, personal. What's a pro? It's just a consultant. That's three people who enroll in that 549 pack. That's three friends who want to make some extra money. That's three friends who just want to get together with you and use the product, and they want to help you maybe with your Immuno Bars. That's three friends that, just like the idea of a tax write-off, right? Do you realize just for getting started in Immunotech, you now own a business? And you can have all kinds of tax write-offs. I was talking to my friend the other day. He works in the market. Today was a great day for him, and he's all excited. But guess what? Every single time they go out and eat and they do all these trips and they do everything, he doesn't get a tax benefit from that. But if his wife, or vice versa, if the wife was the the person in the market and the husband did it, now just by doing something part-time, spare time, you get extraordinary tax benefits, expenses. I mean, it'll mind blow you when you see the benefits of just getting started. But you're only looking for three customers and three professionals. That's what we want you to do. We want you just to get them your first month. We want you to focus on that. I believe most of you can do it your first week if you actually tried. Now, some of you are saying, Mike, I tried so hard. Listen, I get it. Sometimes some people have a little bit more difficulty than others. Maybe it's because you didn't go to the marketplace with conviction. Maybe it's because you asked the wrong question. Maybe it's because you took all this information I'm sharing with you tonight and you tried to shove it down every single person's throat that you talked to, and you confused the heck out of them. And you need to kind of step back from a second and go, okay, how can I introduce somebody to this without confusing them? Well, guess what? The fastest way to get customers and the fastest way to get three pros, and just to maintain that, because you see that here, you maintain that order, that's about $1,600 in commissions and bonuses on top of those cash tips that I talked about. But just getting three customers and three pros, this is a question I don't want you to forget ever. Ever heard of the body shot? Right? Ever heard of the body shot? That is your most asked question every single day of your life if you take this serious or if you take this part-time, spare time. That's how you introduce people to get the conversation started. Now, you may say, okay, wait a second. What do you mean to get the conversation started? Okay, how many times, let me back up. How many times do you have a conversation with somebody? Could be a friend, you could be at a Bible study, you could be at a sports group, you could be at practice with your kids, you could be dropping off the kids, walking back to your car, You could be at Starbucks, you could be at church, you could be at work, you could be at a party, you could be on a walk in your neighborhood. How many times do you come in contact with somebody and they say, "Hey, how are you?" Or they say, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" Or you want to know what they do for a living and you ask them, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" Guess what their reciprocal question is going to be? They're going to say, "What do you do?" No matter what you want to say, your answer always is not an answer, it's a question back to them. Ever tried the body shot? And they're going to be like, "What's that?" Right? I'm a big believer. This doesn't always hold true, but the majority of time in life, it holds true. I will rarely ask a question that I don't already know the answer to. Now, you may say, "Mike, is that strategic?" You better believe it is. Because I don't like asking open ended questions and then waiting for an answer that I may not realize. Now, if we're talking, religion or something, like I'm talking to a pastor and I'm curious about this or about that, that's not what I'm talking about right now. That's a private conversation that I'm really trying to learn, right? I read the Bible every morning. I don't understand the Bible all the time. I ask questions, right? I don't know those answers. My kids' homework, I ask questions. I don't know those answers. And he's 10. True story. Thankfully, my wife is a little better than me. But when it comes to business, when it comes to Immunotech, when it comes to this, don't ask a question and don't answer a question asked of you. Simply repeat what I just said. Ever heard of the body shot? Ever tried the body shot? Because I'm going to say 9 out of 10, just because I don't believe 100% of anything is always. So, like 9 out of 10 people will say, "No, what is that?" And that is your opportunity right then at that moment to give them the presentation that I'm going through right now. Now, you may say, "Mike, you're talking a lot. You haven't given a presentation." I'm talking about the slides that are on the screen, okay? When you hear the term Immuno Bar, I don't want you to think um, you have to be at a trade show. I don't want you to think you have to be at a home with 50 people at your house. I don't want you to think you have to be in a hotel room with 100 people in attendance. When you hear the words Immunobar come out of my mouth, that is just the word, the brand, the name that we've given to this presentation. This is the way that you present. It's Immuno Bar. It's Immuno Bar because we have a menu of body shots, just a trendy name. So don't get caught up in saying, "Oh my gosh, I have to have my Immuno Bar." And you think you have to have charcuterie board and wine and send out invitations. No, no, no. An Immuno Bar is just every single time that you have the opportunity when somebody says, "What is a body shot?" That's when you can whip out. If you don't have this presentation, um, drop me a comment here and somebody please screenshot anybody who does it, because I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll try to do it before I end the Zoom, but I will get you the link to this presentation. I can get you a Canva link, PowerPoint, PDF, whatever it may be, and you just save it on your phone. And all you have to do is, I don't have the link right in front of me, is my phone, but if I'm just on here, I'm going to just go like I'm doing it, and I'm just going to flip to the next slide, just like I would click to the next slide here, right? I'm just going to walk people through. Imagine this is my cell phone and I'm sitting at Starbucks with somebody and they say, what's that body shot?" And I go, "Oh, it's actually real cool." And I just take it, I load it onto my phone, and what you're seeing on my screen right now, I'm going to go, and that's the world's only excuse me, the world's only patented glutathione precursor. It's clinically proven to boost your glutathione. It's actually real simple. I've got a shot right here if you'd like to try it for $10. If not, I could just share with you, do you got 4 minutes? They're like, "Yeah, I don't have $10, but I got 4 minutes." They don't have to try the product right then. You walk them through this simple presentation. You don't read every word on here, but you also share a little bit about your experience. So I may say on this page, it's clinically studied, it's rigorously tested, it's 100% patented. I've seen my blood work go from like not so good on my triglycerides and my liver function to pretty extraordinary. I've seen my wife's Hashimoto autoimmune condition where she's been able to have amazing blood work for the first time in years. and it's kept under control with this product, this platinum product. And we've done all kinds of research. There's 92 published studies on this product. This product's actually in the physician's desk reference. It was designed for athletes, but it's made affordable by us now. Why do you care? Well, I don't know if you realize this, but chronic diseases are linked to low levels, and your body can't live without it, but your bodies are dropping. So we're doing this social media experiment where we're helping people all over the world stop the drop, because, you look like you're, somewhere between 20 and 70. And by the age of 40, your levels drop in half. And you can do all these other things and they're great, but they don't actually increase your natural glutathione. Now, am I talking fast through this? Of course. Is that how you present it? No. You would take a little bit more time. You would walk people through it. But the point is, what you're seeing on my screen, you can see is easy right here on your phone. And you're just swiping through, giving them a quick presentation. And you get here and you say, we've got 3 steps where you can put an extra $1,200 in your pocket, a great monthly income just for getting 3 customers and 3 people that may want to share this. And then these are our average monthly incomes. And then stop right here and ask people, what number above the blue boxes appeals to you? What number jumps out at you that you would like to earn? Right? And I would say to you that the majority of people will say gold or diamond numbers. They won't say diamond or gold. They say, like, I don't know, I mean, extra $1,600 a month sounds pretty awesome. I could pay for, my gosh, that's some significant money. That's like what, 20 grand, 15 grand? Like they're trying to figure out the math in their head, right? They look at diamond like 5,700, like that's over $60,000 a year. Like those are on the low end. Those are average incomes. Some people make a lot more, some people make less, but that's on the lower end of these numbers. Like, how do you do that? Right? Again, don't become an expert. Just show them this. This is what I want you to focus on the rest of this Zoom. And that is, you've already told them 3 customers, 3 pros, that's your focus to maintain that. But see, by you getting those 3 pros on that 500 pack, you have literally just done the hardest thing you have to do in your entire Immunotech career. That's it. That's the hardest thing. Because if you get 3, max 4, right? I'm talking these gold, diamond, executive diamond levels. But if you get 3, the remainder of all the business just has to be volume. Doesn't have to come from you. It can come from others or you or a combination. So when you think about maximizing this compensation plan, I want you to think about 2 things and 2 things only. You get 3 personal people on the $500, $549, the 2,000 point pack, right? Even though you pay 500 and something, the company issues you 2,000 points of qualification points. You need 3 people to do that. I think the majority of people, I'm going to go out on a limb, and some of you be like, Mike, I've been in 3 months and I've not been able to do that yet. Maybe it's because you didn't have this. Maybe it's because you've talked to 2 people and that's it. Maybe you've not taken this with urgency, with confidence, and talked about, I just found the biggest health discovery in the last 25 years. You see, I've got conviction with this. You can't tell me any different. I don't care if somebody says they have this new product that can make you look 15 years younger. Bull. Come on, right? You want the best skin of your life? Take this product. It's one of the first things people notice is skin, right? This actually works. And I think that when you look at other products out there, you can go into the marketplace with confidence with this. And it's simple, it's easy. Kids take it, adults take it, husbands, wives, all walks of lives. So when you look at the money, you get 3 as fast as you can. I believe many people, if you focused on it, you can do it your first week. Now, how do you do that the first week? It's really going to boil down to one simple thing. How many people do you ask the question? Ever heard of the body shot? I think you can directly correlate your personal success with how many times you ask that question the first week, the first 2 weeks, the first month of your business. Guarantee you. It's just like a batting average, right? If my son goes out in the back and he's a lacrosse player and he's throwing into the net and he throws 100 balls and he misses 90, he made 10. I bet that if he throws 200 balls, even if he misses the same amount, he still made twice the amount of goals. He just had to take twice the amount of shots, right? So if you're not getting the results you want, take more shots. Put it out there. Ask the question more. Don't do anything else. Yes, post. And we're going to talk, we'll talk about that on another call. Thursday night's going to be awesome. I'll be doing that as well. But posting, doing all the stuff we already know to do online. I'm just talking about in person in your daily life with people that you come in contact with. Get it aggressive and call some people, right? They don't have to be sick. The majority of the successful people in this business are not sick. They're healthy because they don't want to get sick, right? Because this is immunotech. It's immunity from technology because the bonded cysteine is the secret sauce in this whole product. Nobody else has been able to figure it out for 28 years. That's why nobody's knocked us off. There's always copycats. We don't have any. So you got to get that from kind of your head to your heart and know this is the urgency that you got to put on this because we're pre-launching these cities where nobody's heard about this product. So what do you got to do? 3 personal. Try to do it your first week at minimum, your first month. If you're already in your second month or your third month, it's okay. Act like today is day 1. Get that order in tonight. Get your auto ship set up for June and July. Make that 90-day commitment. Get your Houston happy hour ticket, $79. Just the food you're going to get is going to be worth the $79. We're going to send you home with a really cool custom gear piece. You're actually going to get to help design it. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to spill the beans, and then you're going to get all of these other perks, and we're going to lay out an online system that we're working on that you can do this, all that I'm talking about online in addition to in person. But you're going to get all these tools and you're basically going to come out of there June 14th, June 15th when we're done, and you're going to come home and you're going to be on fire and your business is going to explode throughout the summer. So 3 personal and then build volume. So what I want you to focus on, I call it the silver to gold to diamond plan. So if you look here at silver, how do you become silver? It's real simple. Like I'm just going to cut all the clutter out. You join on the 549 pack. You help 3 people do the same thing. You're instantly silver. Voila. Right? Average income for a silver is about $374 a month. You have the ability if you maintain that silver. Now, does that mean you have to do 3 a month? No. Maintaining it is just a matter of some volume, right? Having those 3 people reorder their personal purchase, get them launched. All of a sudden, more orders start happening on your behalf. You're still doing your own activity. You may want to introduce a 4th person, a 5th person, maybe 2 customers, 5 customers, 10 customers. I don't know what amount of money that you want to make, but it'll directly be correlated with how many times you ask the question, ever heard the body shot? Right? That's how you become silver. Get 3 in on the 549 just like you did, instant silver. Like that's it. So then gold. How do you become a gold? Well, all you need are those 3 people that got started on that 549. And then you need, if you look down here, this is what I want you to focus on. It says 15 Immuno Bars. Okay. I'm going to talk about gold in a little bit different way than maybe you've heard before, because I think sometimes when people start looking at compensation plans, they get a little confused and they start to figure out, the first time I hit gold versus how do I maintain gold. I'm going to talk about hitting gold tonight, because hitting gold, if you take the simple approach of doing it all by recruiting new businesses, people joining on the 549, the math is very easy to understand. Okay. If you look at the compensation plan and it talks about 30,000 points, right? That's not 30,000 in sales. That's those tickets. That's those points that I talked about earlier. It gets a little confusing. So here's how you get gold. All right. Let's say I'm the one going for gold because it's just easy. And I've got Stephanie, Tiffany, and Darren. So Stephanie, Tiffany, and Darren. Those are my 3. Stephanie, Tiffany, and Darren all enrolled on the 549. Boom, I'm silver, right? That means I had 1 Immuno Bar because I had to present to Stephanie, 2 Immuno Bars I had to present to Tiffany, 3 Immuno Bars I had to present to Darren. They all said yes, right? I may have had to present to 10, 11, 12. I'm talking about the people who said yes. So I had to do Immuno Bar. When you look at these yellow bars down here where it says 15 Immuno Bars, I'm talking about people that got the presentation and they said yes and they joined on the 549. So Stephanie, Tiffany, Darren, there's my 3. I'm silver. Now, if I want to go gold, I only need that to happen a total of 15 times within a month. I've already had it happen 3. So that means that I only need 12 more people to say yes to that presentation. And it could come from Stephanie, Tiffany, Darren, or me, or a combination. It could all come from me. I could get all 15 to say yes, I'm gold. That's 30,000 points because that 549 carries 2,000. So 15 times 2,000, 30,000 points. You got your 3 personal. You still have to do that. So your minimum is 3 personal, Stephanie, Tiffany, Darren. But then the rest can come from Stephanie, Tiffany, or Darren, right? Or it can come from a combination of Stephanie and Tiffany and me, right? All those nuances, like it doesn't matter. You don't got to get confused on that. You just got to know I need 15 people who see that presentation to say, yes, I want the product for me and my family. Maybe they want to take the product and they want to go to the next level. Maybe they want to go launch a bunch of Immuno Bars. Just don't worry about all the nuances. Just know you need 3. I got Stephanie, I got Tiffany, I got Darren. Now I got to find 12 more people, or I got to help Darren, Tiffany, Stephanie do their 3, right? If everybody just did 3, it duplicates very quickly, but it doesn't have to happen 3, 3, 3, 3, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you hit gold. I believe if you took this very serious and you launched your business, like you went into your city and you pre-launched it, you invited people over, you put your credibility on the line. I love what Stephanie Travis did here locally. She put her credibility on the line. She goes, listen, I've been taking this product. Now, Stephanie and Jay are super fit. So like people trust their word when it comes to health. And she's got a lot of credibility. So is it easier with somebody who has credibility? Some would say yes. I would say it's actually harder because you have to put that credibility on the line, and you care a lot about your credibility when you have credibility. So sometimes not having credibility makes it easier for you to go into the marketplace and get 3. Having credibility, sometimes you're like, oh man, I don't have the credibility that this person has or that this person has. It doesn't matter, right? It matters that you get 3 people to get Immuno Bar. Talk to your friends, out of state, in state, doesn't matter. You can give the presentation just like I'm doing on this Zoom. You can give it on a phone. You can give it at a house. You can get together for a charcuterie board and wine if you want to. You can get together at the pickleball court. You can get together at practice while your kids are practicing. Say, hey, have you ever heard of Body Shot to one of your friends? And they go, no, what's that? Boom, you grab your phone, you slide through it. Just tell them you have to give this presentation 3 times a day, right? Like whatever you got to do to muster up the courage to do it if you want to make this money. So going gold in your first full month, right? So today's May 12th. You get that order taken care of. You purchase your Houston Happy Hour ticket. Bring the family. Have fun. If you don't want to bring your family, it's like, hey, I want to have a girls' weekend or a guys' weekend. That's cool too. I'm just saying the resort's awesome. Like I'm actually going to take my kids, and Tiffany and I are going to let them enjoy it while we're doing this event. But the point is that this presentation is very simple when you don't complicate it. So gold, 15 Immuno Bars, month 1. Today's the 12th. If you get started in May and you push as hard as you can to the end of May, maybe you hit gold, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't get 15, maybe you get 7, right? Bravo, dude, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, like you just launched a business and maybe you've never done this before in your life. So guess what you do the 1st of June? You have that plan together and you do it like you're launching again, and your goal is 15 Immuno Bars. Any reorders that come from May, think of that as bonus, right? It's not bonus, right? It's going to pay. That's how our business works. People reorder from the previous month, you get paid on that. But I want you to think as if it's a brand new month, but now you've got a full 30 days and your goal is 15 Immuno Bars. Same thing for Diamond. Diamond, when you look at it on the compensation plan, it feels a little intimidating because it's over 100,000 points. Is that $100,000? Not at all. But it's 100,000 points, 120,000 points, 125,000 points. So it can be very intimidating. But if you just break it down to Immuno Bars, between you, your 3, so in this example, between me, Stephanie, Tiffany, Darren, now I may have Sally and Jane out here as well, right? Doesn't matter. Just got to have a minimum 3. You might want to get 4 or 5, no matter what the number is, but you got to have at least 3 to get to that gold number. I need to put a plan together. Now, what is a plan? I know you're talking Mike plans. Now I'm confused. A plan is just your personal activity. How many immunobars are you going to do this month? Are you going to be responsible for? And then you're going to ask Stephanie, you're going to ask Tiffany, you're going to ask Darren, you're going to ask Sally, you're going to ask Jane, hey, how many immunobars are you doing this month? You're going to ask their team. You're going to talk to people and you're going to plan the first day of June. What is our strategy? How many immunobars is everybody doing this month? And your goal is to get 63 on your team, right? You don't got to worry about 125,000 in points and credits and all of this. Your goal is, so you've already got a head start. You got a few people. How many immunobars are we going to do? Remember, what's an immunobar? It's just the presentation. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Set your goal the beginning of the month. Don't wait till the 5th of the month to start and talk only about gold and diamond right now. Executive diamond, platinum, all of those, they'll come, right? There's not many platinums or executive diamonds, much less senior platinums in the whole country. Those that are these ranks have been here for years and they have business that's outside of the US predominantly. And that's how they earned it. They have business in Mexico and Spain and Colombia and Peru. You can be some of the first people to actively hit these ranks since Mauricio bought this company and go and be the first to share the biggest health discovery, what I believe in the last 25 years. So 15 immunobars, 63 immunobars. Is it work? Hell yes, it's work. This is called network marketing, right? It is work, but it's the same thing repeated over and over and over and over and over. And right when you think it's like this mundane activity, you're just starting to get good at it. Right when you think your team is going to get bored of doing this same thing over and over, guess what? They're just starting to realize the power of the simplicity of the repetition of this. You see, right now we have this. We're going to be introducing a physical paper card. It's about 4 inches by 4 inches. And when people say, what do? You go, ever heard the body shot? It's a pitch card, right? Just something that helps you tell the story that you don't have to remember everything. You can just point to what's on there and hand it to them. Or you can have it right on your phone, saved as your favorite image, and be like, have you ever heard of the body shot? No. And then you just point, what's the ultimate daily detox? You just mix it, shake it, shoot it. Then you can swipe, show them the back, and it shows them basically, I'll go ahead and show you this. It's going to basically show them these things right here. It's going to have this information a little bit on there, and then it will also have this, as well as it'll have that on the main cover. So it's just another tool that you're going to have. We're going to be creating all of this on an online system. That was the way that many of you got introduced initially to Immunotech, was a system that was generic, and there was I think it was $19, and we're actually going to have that. I'm not going to go into all the details, but we're actually going to have a specific company, the biggest health discovery in the last 25 years site, that all of you will get no additional charge. It will offer a $19 5-day experience, and it's going to be, something that you can do online, that when people aren't here in person, you can do it online. So here's what I'll leave you with. We've covered a lot of information tonight. What I want you to leave you with is 4 things, and I will end in 4 minutes. How's that? Number 1, if you're planning on placing a personal order this month and you haven't already, do it tonight. When we get off, just place it, set up your auto ship for June and July. You get 3,000 cruise points, and that way you have the product to go out and do your Immunobar presentations with the actual samples, put cash in your pocket. Number 2, purchase your Houston happy hour ticket. $79. You say, Mike, $79. I don't have an extra $79. I promise you, you're going to eat 3 or 4 meals in the next week. You're going to eat meals June 13th and 14th. Just the meals are going to cover the cost of the actual ticket. You got to get to Houston. Okay. Doing it now, flights are a lot cheaper. I can tell you can fly from, wherever you may be into Houston, Texas, either Houston Hobby on Southwest Airlines, and it's about a 50 to 60-minute drive to the hotel, or you can fly into Bush Intercontinental. It's about a 20-minute drive to the hotel, and you get some great rates right now. In most places in the world, you can get a direct flight, so you're not dealing with a bunch of layovers. So get it done now. That way it's checked off the list, and you can focus the remainder of May on going silver, going gold, going diamond, and seeing how many Immunobars you're going to get. So that brings me to the third thing. So the first was getting your order in, get that done to get those free points. Number two, get your Houston happy hour ticket. If you have questions on how to do that, send me a message, drop a chat on here if you have questions. And when I end the Zoom, I'll go through and read the chat and get you those links if you don't have it. And then I want you to make the decision, how many Immunobar presentations are you going to give the remainder of this month? That's the third thing. Just make the decision, write it down, keep track of it. Number four, when I talk about pre-launching cities, I want you to decide in your city if you want to be a part of that. Now, all that means is that you're committing to getting people together somewhere in person, because I want this to be in person, obviously. This is an online presentation. We'll do an online pre-launch as well with this. But if you're in Nashville or you're in these other markets, maybe there's more than one person, decide that you want to be one of the people that really takes this business in your city, and you want to be part of this pre-launch. We're going to blow you up on social media. We're going to do some cool pictures. We're going to share what you're doing. We're going to give you some good promotion. It's going to feel fun and feel good. And what we ask you is, you're going to either do it at a home, or you're going to secure a location. Maybe it's a clubhouse. You're not going to spend money, and you're going to invite people, and people are going to come over, and you're going to give the presentation. Or if you don't feel comfortable giving the presentation, somebody could Zoom in and people could watch somebody give the presentation for you. And you would just be responsible for collecting the $10 using your products and sharing this. So you don't got to figure out all that tonight. Just figure out if you'd like to be one of those people, because I guarantee you the people who commit to pre-launching their city are probably going to be going diamond in May and or June, and being consistent with that and going on the path up to executive and platinum. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight. If you haven't seen this presentation, I've been saying this a lot, the biggest health discovery in the last 25 years. We are going to do $1 billion in sales in the next 5 years because of this, and because of this simple system. If you want to be a part of it, plant your flag here, have the confidence to go in the marketplace. I don't care what other people are doing. I don't care all these other shiny object syndrome that some people have. And I almost just laugh at it. I've been doing direct sales for 27 years. Tiff and I have made tens and tens of millions of dollars. I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just telling you that, like, I'm a dropout of college. So is Tiffany. And we just kept saying yes, and we kept failing forward, and we learned things along the way. And yes, we have busy lives, and I know you have kids just like we do, and you have busy lives. To me, those are just all excuses. You can use them as reasons to go build this business, or you can use them as excuses to stay where you're at in life. And maybe where you're at in life is okay, and you just want to be a product user. I love you. I'm not ever going to down that. But just know, when I say these things, I'm just talking to those of you that say, I want more. I want to go on that cruise. I want to be one of the first. I want to be the first platinum in Bradenton, Florida, in Nashville, Tennessee, in Dallas, Texas, in Houston, Texas, in San Antonio, in Coeur d'Alene, in wherever it may be, right? If that's you, plant the flag, get loud with what we're doing, and know that this biggest health discovery and the 1 billion in sales, that just means that you're going to have a big portion of that earning. Why now? Pretty much covered that. These two things kind of sum it up. Health epidemics are on the rise, untapped market potential. And then I always end with, I just ask people, why not? Become a customer, get some free products, try it. Become a pro, have some fun, make some cash, have the freedom to do this business wherever you're at. It's not whether you are interested in deciding customer or pro, it's which one are you. So I appreciate your guys' time tonight. I'm going to stop the share now, and I'm actually going to stop the recording.